Hello and welcome to the second podcast for Seven Figure Entrepreneur. And today we have with us the wonderful Bryan Higgins. Bryan, say what's up.
Hi guys, how's it going?
And we also have Tyler with us. Tyler.
Hey everyone, how you doing?
All right, so this podcast is just going to be about Bryan and how he got into the wonderful industry of online marketing and being an online entrepreneur and kind of the path that he took to get there. Bryan, so kind of sum it up for us. How did you get into this and how long have you been doing it for? Maybe let's start with how long have you been doing this for?
I'd say full time I've been working online for about 4 to 4.5 years. But prior to that, I'd been kind of dabbling online for maybe another 3 to 4 years before that.
Crazy. It feels like longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It just
well,
it
time
feels
flies.
Like, yeah, apparently. And as you get older, right?
Yeah, no doubt. But I guess because I'd been working online while I had a side job for quite some time. So in total, I've probably been working online for about 8 to 10 years.
Nice.
What were you doing before you got online?
Well, directly before I was working as a financial advisor, so totally unrelated. I did that for about 2 years, but prior to that, I was working in a grocery store, actually. It was kind of my first job. I started when I was in grade 10, and I eventually ended up in a management position with the company and was pretty much set to do that for the long haul. And I believe I left there in 2010 or 2011.
But you invested in that, didn't you? Like you guys were planning on opening a second store and you were committed.
Well, yeah. So when I started with the company in like 96 or 97, as I said, I was like in grade 10 or 11, I think. After high school, I ended up going to college for a couple of years, taking business and marketing. And when I finished there, I thought, I'm going to start. I'm done my 2 years or 3 years, whatever it was. I've got my degree. I'm going to go out and get this awesome job. And I started applying for jobs, and there really wasn't anything available. And the jobs that I were applying for paid like $18 an hour. It just wasn't something that I, really wanted to do. I wasn't that excited about it. So then the owners of the grocery store, they said, well, why don't you stay with us? We're going to open up another store. You can buy in as a shareholder, and have the opportunity to make some really good money. So I did that. I kind of stuck it out with them. I did put some money into that.
Do you mind sharing how much it cost you to be a part of that?
I put in $100,000.
Wow.
That was a line of credit. Basically, my parents loaned me $100,000, using the equity in their home. Yeah. And I paid interest only on it for a couple years, until the store started making money and I started chipping down away that loan. But the big thing is that, sure, I had the opportunity to make okay money or really good money in some people's eyes. The one thing that I didn't have is I didn't have any freedom at all. I was the one that had to be there on holidays. I had to be there if somebody called in sick. I really still had a boss because I had the main owner of the store who basically told me when I had to be there and for whatever hours. And I guess kind of as time went on, I realized that I was always going to be working holidays. I was going to be working, one day on the weekend because I had to, there had to be like a management presence on the weekend.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately the reason why I ended up quitting and selling my shares for absolutely zero profit, and basically walking away from $90,000 a year job. I basically threw that all away for the hopes of more.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're glad you made that move now.
Yeah.
I am now. Yeah. I mean, my parents were probably pretty freaked out when I said I wanted to quit, and everybody in the store probably thought I was crazy, but sometimes you need to make those changes, to get more out of life. Because I think that if I didn't do that, I would be extremely unhappy. I'd be basically looking at the clock every day, waiting till 5 o'clock hit so I could leave. And I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't be here where I am today. That's for sure.
And fear is like the best motivator, like fear of going broke. Like that'll really get you
absolutely in shape. Yeah. That's really the only way I survived working in finance after I left the grocery store. Is I didn't have any savings. I had a condo that I owned that I had a fairly decent sized mortgage on, and I had a car payment, and I believe I even had debt. I think I even had like $10,000 or $15,000 in credit card debt. And when I went to work in finance, I had absolutely zero guaranteed income. The only way I would make any money is if I actually went out there and basically hustled my ass off and made sales and made it work.
Finance is cut.
So that was like my turning point into that basically broke the mold and got me out of the grocery store situation that I was in for over 10 years. And then I transitioned into the online business while I was working finance.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. One thing I kind of want to mention is we actually all knew each other before Bryan was even online.
Yeah. Probably even back. Well, I certainly knew Gabe before I knew you, Tyler. And I believe I must have still been working at the grocery store when I met you, Gabe.
Yeah.
For sure. Like quite a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that shortly after we met, I think you quit the grocery store within a year or two, maybe. I could be off on that. But it was around then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met you is when you came to Vancouver one day, and that might have been
right. Patina.
Before
you were leaving the next day.
Yes. I was, going to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
and leaving Gabe.
Yeah, we almost were roommates, Tyler. We were almost.
Yeah, me and Gabe almost lived together.
And then you bailed on me for your wife.
I guess in retrospect it was worth it, but it was a gambling moment.
Yeah, I was walking in the apartment as Tyler was packing his bags. He was leaving Vancouver. I think he was going to Vegas or maybe you were even moving to Florida. I'm not sure.
It was when I was heading to Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had to, it was when I was heading to Vegas. But that was the first time I met you, and the only thing I knew about you is, besides being extremely good looking, was that you were involved in financial services. So that's how we met Bryan. Well, I met Bryan before he was on the online side of things. Yeah. So it's been really cool to watch him get into it and watch him grow. Yeah. He's done a really great job of the whole thing. So
come up.
Well, you guys played an important role at me getting started too. Tyler was the one that I always messaged and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to figure out this tracking thing, or I'm trying to figure out how to do this or that, or how do I buy ads?" And Tyler was the one always nice enough to give me some solid advice. So I do really appreciate that. Whenever somebody asks me how I got involved, I'm always like, I always mention you guys.
Yeah, that's so funny.
You give me too much credit. So you were doing, I remember that because I remember you doing the financial services, and then you got started because when me and you when you started asking me questions, I believe you were promoting ClickBank offers on Facebook. Is that right? Or was that you were trying to generate leads for your financial service I forget which came first.
No, before that, I was doing Google search, running Google search ads to affiliate offers. And I believe that's when we first started talking. And then shortly after that, I did transition into Facebook ads promoting ClickBank products.
Yeah, that was me, you, and Dustin, and we were doing, I think we were promoting cellulite.
Yeah, there was a cellulite offer. Yeah. There was muscle building offers. There was all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that was like an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, that was insane. Actually, you know what? My first eye-opening experience was I was running Google ads to a mainstream dating offer. Actually, I think it was a Christian dating offer.
I remember this.
That was the first time that I ever made $1,000 profit in a day. And I was like, I remember telling my mom, I was like, look at my stats. I've made $1,000 today. Like, this is insane. And she, probably thought I was like, selling porn online or doing something really shady, like, looking out the window to make sure the police weren't driving up. But that was like, okay, this is real. Like, this internet thing is huge. If I can promote a Christian dating offer online and make $1,000, like, that's gotta be the tip of the iceberg. So that was when I started focusing on it a lot more. And then, yes, we got into the Facebook ads, and it's kind of all just built from there.
Yeah. One thing I really give you credit for, man, is like, I found you were a super resourceful person. Like, you would ask me questions, you'd shoot me a message on Skype, and I would more or less be like, oh, try CPV Labs or try Prosper 202 for tracking. But you would actually go out, figure it out, buy it, and then figure out how it actually worked, and then set the whole thing up. And maybe you asked me 1 or 2 questions, but you really figured out a lot of this stuff on your own just through, playing with it and getting it to work and maybe watching tutorial videos.
YouTube videos, yeah.
Yeah. Or even asking, I think you used to reach out to CPV Labs support every now and again too, right?
Probably, yeah. It sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, because I remember
platform.
It's still around, I think. Yeah. I think Tyler might even use it once in a while still.
We don't anymore, but I am known to use the old school tracking platforms.
Yeah. Someone actually suggested the other day that we use it again, and I was like, oh shit, that's still around? I totally forgot about this.
That's too funny.
But you were really good at that, man. You were very resourceful. Or I remember when we were starting to look at landing pages on muscle building on Facebook. I showed you how you could rotate landing pages, or I don't even know if I showed you. I think I just told you about it. And next thing I know, you're like split testing landing pages, and you're like, hey, this headline's working way better than that other headline. And you really did a good job, man, at putting it together and really running with like basic ideas and concepts.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of resources out there. There's tons of information online, obviously, and videos that you can watch, and it's just all about figuring out what actually works and separating the bullshit from the real valuable information. And I guess I've always been kind of OCD or obsessive about things, and I would literally like stay up till 2:00 in the morning, like learning how to do that kind of stuff. Like I would just absolutely like consume. I wouldn't even eat probably. Like I would get up in the morning and I would start working, and it'd be like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I'd be like, nope, can't eat until I figure this out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's something that's a good quality to have, but I guess that's probably how I was able to figure out a lot of those things without bugging you too much.
No, I'd say dedication and persistence for sure. You're always. The other thing I thought you were really good at, like early on, is you were always willing to try something different. Like if something worked for you and then stopped working, you wouldn't necessarily try the same thing again. You would like, okay, let me change it a little bit to see if I can make it work better. Or if something was working for you, you would still want to be like, okay, let me see if I can try something different to make it work better. You're always willing to, give something new a shot.
Yeah, I think you've got to be like that when you're working online or with any online business. it's kind of like I don't know if it's a double-edged sword, but there's a good and a bad to that, because I don't know if you guys have heard of like shiny object syndrome, where you see a really good idea here, and then you see another good idea there, and you bounce around, and you don't really make anything work because you're giving everything like 20% instead of giving everything 100%. So knowing when to shift your focus is a huge thing. And knowing when not to, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's, I don't know. It's harder to describe, but that's kind of what you mean, right, Tyler?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's interesting. Like, that is a limitation, for sure. And a lot of people get it because, and especially back in like, well, I'm not doing it now, so I say back, but when I was doing affiliate stuff, you just get peppered constantly with affiliate managers being like, we got this hot new product, you got to do it, it's crushing it, you know?
Yeah. And when you do find something that is working, it's like, okay, well, this is working for this. How can I make this work for other things? And then broadening your focus and you're not shifting from one thing to the other. You're taking what's working in one area and you're applying that technique or that angle or that whatever it is to something else. And then all of a sudden, hey, you've got 2 or 3 campaigns or 2 or 3 products or whatever that are doing really well, based on something that you learned from the first thing that you figured out.
Yeah.
And then that works the other way too. Like if you try something and it totally bombs and it doesn't work, you might know that that's not going to work for this other product, for example.
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense. I guess just to get, so obviously we're new to this whole podcast thing, so we're still finding our legs a little bit here. Maybe let's give everyone listening a brief overview of what you do now. Like, because I before used to basically promote affiliate products, so other people's products or services. What are you up to nowadays?
Well, that is still a big part of my business, is the affiliate marketing. I've got my brother working with me now. He's actually been working with me for about maybe 2.5 years now. And I'd say that's like a good 60 to 70% of our business is affiliate marketing.
Because he does that, do that full time for you now? Because I remember before he was doing, he was an electrician on the side.
Yeah, he was an electrician. So he was working in town here where we live in Victoria, BC, Canada. And he was, doing the same kind of grind every day, being an electrician, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. And then there was a big opportunity for him up north, where there was a lot of work and they got paid quite a lot of money. And after about a year of that, the jobs kind of stopped, and him and his girlfriend were getting a bit more serious. They actually got engaged more recently. But anyways, what I'm saying is that he went from doing the normal kind of Monday to Friday job to getting promoted, going up north, making a ton more money, but then all of a sudden it got all stripped away. And he was looking for something that he didn't have to go and live in the middle of nowhere and make a really good income. So I basically brought him on. He barely even knew how to turn on a computer when we first started.
I was going to say that Neil's not the most computer savvy person.
No, he's not. But you know what? He's figured out a lot of stuff, and he's running campaigns. He's setting up offers. He's doing a lot of stuff on his own now, and he's a big driving force behind our affiliate marketing side of the business.
Nice.
And then now I'm focused more so on building products that we can then set up as affiliate offers for other people then to promote our products. Because I think that's kind of like the end goal. Like once you learn how to advertise and sell products online, why not create your own product and create your own specific brand or business that other people can then grow for you? I think that's kind of the ultimate goal. And transitioning into more of like a 4-hour work week kind of style company where you just need to make sure that product's in stock and you've got, really good web development team, design team, creating fresh content. And then your army of affiliates are sending you leads and conversions and basically driving and building your business for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's for me anyhow, that's a big focus and definitely one of our, important aspects of our business right now.
When you,
go ahead.
When you made the switch over into promoting other people's offers to building your own offers, were there a lot of hurdles you get over?
Yeah, it was a whole new learning experience for sure, because there's a lot involved in setting up your own products and building your own offers that sometimes you just don't think about as an affiliate. Because as an affiliate, you really don't even know too much about what's going on to make the sale. Once you bring them to the sales page, you don't really know what the upsells are. You don't know what the thank you page is like. You don't know what the email sequences are that, turn these leads into buyers. So there's a whole other aspect. There's, customer service, call centers, fraud prevention, merchants, chargeback management, like you name it. There's a lot more involved, but once you kind of piece it together and figure out the system, it's obviously a lot less overwhelming. And a lot of it's automated, and they're more so services that you put into place, so they're doing a lot of the work for you, which I really like. If somebody calls our 1-800 number to place an order, it's nobody on my payroll answering the phone. It's a service that we pay per minute to basically take orders over the phone. And it's totally automated. They send me a report every day on kind of the activity on the calls. And a lot of the other services kind of operate the same way.
So when you think about it, for someone who's new, who's starting out, I have an opinion, obviously, but is it best to advertise, use the internet, use Facebook, use Google, whatever your, chosen poison is, use that to promote other people's products and get paid a commission? Or do you think it's better to start with your own product and try to find other people to sell your product for you?
That's a really good question, and it'd be really easy for me to say start being an affiliate. But in today's environment, I think that I would recommend that somebody starts their own product.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you could go both routes, but it's really hard to say. Like, really depends on the product. I think maybe what I would do is I would figure out if there was something specific that I had in mind that I was interested in selling. I would maybe try to find a company that was doing really well. It was a successful brand that I wanted to kind of figure out how they were doing it. I would then see if they had an affiliate program, and I would certainly test running some ads or some campaigns for that company to see what needed to be done to actually make the sales. And then once you figure out, like, okay, I can drive traffic, I can sell this type of product. Okay, now I'll look at creating my own product. But yeah, I think it really depends on the offer or on the niche or industry that they're in.
Yeah.
I think that's great advice, man.
Or what they're good at, really, like stick with your strengths, right? Start with what you're the strongest at.
Yeah.
Hone in your skills, figure out where you're, like, what niche or what vertical that you're interested in, and really, and then just kind of going from there.
Yeah. Makes sense. I like it.
What do you think, Tyler? You said you obviously have your own opinion on that.
Yeah, I would honestly, and again, I really like what you said about, what are your strengths? I always try to find, like, any one time we bring someone else onto our team, I always try to figure out what like they're naturally good at, because whatever I feel you're naturally good at, you'll excel at. And you're better off making your strengths stronger as opposed to having a bunch of mediocre weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the same thing. I would really figure out how to advertise someone else's product as opposed to like building out your own. And one of the biggest reasons is I feel like most people I've talked to, like when I've gone to conferences who are just starting out, they don't have a lot of money to start with. And, when you're just starting out and if you're going to put your own product together, there's going to be a fair amount of like commitment there just to get up and going, like to get your pages built, to get your initial product. Maybe you need to pre-buy a bunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to get all that stuff into place. And even at that point, you're not really that confident where, if you start promoting something for someone else, you could be like, I'm going to risk $100. And then from there, I'm going to decide, do I really want to be in this? And you could risk $100 on advertising and you might get a couple sales out the gate. Yeah. And you're not risking, thousands of dollars. You're looking more into the hundreds. So I think it's a good way to get your feet wet and also understand, how the components of online marketing work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even if you try the affiliate marketing and you fail at it and you don't make it work, you're still going to learn something from that. And I think that's a valuable lesson to then take to creating your own product.
Yeah, because you have to understand traffic, right? Like, I mean, that's the key pusher for everything. Like, even like in our Shopify business, without traffic, there would be no sales, So
exactly,
starting in an affiliate offer, it does help you. And also, affiliate offers are dialed in, right? Like in terms of like the checkout and like conversions and everything on their side. So that does help a bit because Shopify is great, and you can do it for a very low amount. Like I think to start a Shopify store, it costs you $29 a month, and then there's free themes you can buy, and then you can even just pick up products on AliExpress, and you don't have to buy them. You can just link them and then drop ship them. So that it is an affordable approach also, but I will say that the funnels on an affiliate offer are way more dialed in out of the gate.
Yeah, because they've got the traffic, right? Like if you own an offer and you have 100 affiliates promoting it, you can be split testing button colors, headlines, you name it, and you can get those results from those split tests so much quicker. And then, you come along and you want to promote that product. You're promoting a product that's already being optimized over the last 6 months. Whereas if you set up your own offer and you don't have any traffic coming to it, it could totally suck. It could totally bomb. And you really need to get that traffic going through your offer so that you can make those optimizations and little tweaks to your pages so that it goes from converting at, 0.5% to like 4% or whatever, because it's those little things that make a huge difference.
Could one thing, so a lot of people listening to this might not have a whole lot of experience doing this. Do you mind kind of explaining, like I know this is basic, but explaining kind of the concept behind optimizing your page and what that kind of looks like in the real world?
Yeah, so basically whenever we're running anything, if it's a new offer, if it's a new affiliate campaign, we're always rotating variations of a page. So what that means is we're splitting the traffic between version A and version B, and we're going to start with, typically we'll start with one element and we're going to rotate them until we figure out which of those two elements are the best. So we might have a green submit button versus a red submit button. And then after a few days we can say, hey, the green submit button works better. For some reason, psychologically, maybe because green means go and red means stop, green is going to convert better than red. We then turn both of those pages into green buttons, and then we, pick the next element on the page that we want to test and rotate. So we're constantly optimizing and making our page better with time.
When you're doing those tests, like how many clicks a day are you kind of generating to your site to be able to start gauging what's working and what's not?
It's called a
I know
split
you
test
generate
calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it really depends on how close. Like if the two pages are very close in conversions, you're going to need like maybe 100,000 clicks. Like you're going to need a ton of traffic. But if one of them is a lot better than the other, you might only need a couple thousand or a few thousand clicks. But what I use is it's just a free tool. You can go online and search for it. I usually just type in split test calculator. And I think it's like usereffect.com or something. There's a free tool, and you can literally put in how many clicks each version has had and how many conversions each version has had. And it will tell you the statistical significance or probability of option A or B beating the other one. And we don't really stop testing until it's at about a 90% or higher probability that version is going to outperform the other one.
That's awesome.
It's kind of like if you're at the casino and you're at the roulette table and you're playing, how you can see like the black and red come up, and they've got it up on a big screen. You can see red, 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 black, red, black, whatever, and so on. You can't really look at 10 tries and say like, well, hey, red's going to come up more than black. You need to look at it a lot past that, because in that example, there's actually, it's going to be 50-50 black and red if you stretch it out over a long enough time. So a lot of people, they get a few clicks and they see, hey, this one's a lot better than the other one, and then they move on, but they haven't given it enough time, to sort out. And they could be totally wrong, and they could be picking the loser if they don't wait long enough.
Yep, totally.
Cool.
What's really cool is, do you mind telling people how many like clicks a day on average you say you how many visitors you send to your websites per day?
That's a good question. So far today, well, in one of my campaigns, I have 18.5 million impressions with 69,000 clicks.
Wow, that's insane. So, if you don't mind saying, how much have you spent to receive that?
That one spent about just over $5,000.
Nice.
So it kind of gives you guys an idea of how much traffic, like, again, Bryan has done a great job of learning traffic and how to get visitors to go to a website, so that he makes a return on the advertising dollars he spends. But, if one campaign alone is, sent 69,000 people to his website, it kind of gives you an idea of how much traffic he runs, or how much traffic someone can run in a day just with a simple, it's you, your brother, and how anyone else on your team?
It's just the two of us. Yeah, we have a web programmer that we kind of use almost every day. He works for himself, though. We just kind of pay him by the hour when we need things done. And then we have a virtual assistant that builds a report for us every morning. But other than that, yeah, it's a pretty lean operation here.
Yeah, that's a really great thing. Compare that to bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
It's just not even comparable.
And you guys both
stay
work
small,
from home,
keep
right?
it all.
You and your
we
brother?
do, yeah. It's funny. We talk on Skype all day, but I work at my house and he works at his house on the other side of town.
Yeah.
We virtually never get together and work in the same room.
And
it would be really
that
weird.
Drive?
He's probably about like a 30-minute drive from my house.
Not that bad.
Yeah. But if he was here, we'd probably still be just talking on Skype for some reason. If we're working, with our headphones on. Yeah. It would be really weird.
So, what would be like your best advice to give to someone that wanted to like kind of quit their job and move into the online world?
My advice would be spend a lot of time outside of your work hours and really figure out what it is that you want to do online. I mean, there's so many possibilities. then spend a lot of time researching other products, maybe buy some products, see how their upsell funnel works, read their emails, just really learn the business, and then start creating it. Just start building a website. You can build a website fairly inexpensive these days, or start setting up affiliate campaigns or tracking systems. And you probably only go to work 8 or 9 hours a day. There's a lot of hours left in the evenings where you can learn and develop your skills. And then don't be afraid to take a chance. You can probably accomplish a lot more than you might think that you can. And if you're not happy in your job, if you quit that job, I guarantee that if you need to find another one, you could probably find another job you'd be unhappy working at if you had to.
Yeah, very true. What about like resources? Is it when you were kind of starting out, did you kind of follow anybody, read anybody's blogs, or?
Yeah, I've followed a few. I read a lot of stuff online. I read a lot of books. I think the 4-Hour Work Week is a must read. But as in terms of like blogs online, there's a few of them.
Any you suggest?
There's the Stack That Money forum. It's a paid forum. It's pretty good. There's the I Am Attilia, Attillia. He's got a pretty solid blog.
Is that IamAttilia.com?
Yeah. I am. Yeah, he's an affiliate marketer. He's got some good stuff. I think he might even have like an email list. And I'm trying to think of some other ones. I don't know. I mean, just do some searching around. Follow some really good Facebook groups. Just search affiliate marketing, search Google advertising, Facebook advertising, join all the groups. Ask in those groups, who they follow, who they recommend. Just be careful though. Like, don't fall for any scams. There's a lot of real shady people out there that the only way they make money online is by teaching people how to make money online.
Yes.
And really all they're going to do is tell you, hey, you can just do what we did and tell people that you can teach them how to make money online by teaching them how to make money online. It's just it's a bit of a scam. So,
have you fallen for any of those?
I bought one program off of somebody with a real shady name. I won't say who it was or anything. But the program was about $2,500, and then I think it was like $500 a month for this Skype group. That was like total waste of time, total waste of money. The program that I do recommend is Tyler, you'll know the name of it, by Chad. What's his name? He's got Traffic Black Book.
Yeah.
That's a good program because he really gives you like an over the shoulder, here's how to set up campaigns, here's how to build campaigns. Really everything that you would technically need to know is in that program, and it's only a couple $100. I got way more value out of that program than I did the unnamed one that I won't mention.
I think I know who you're talking about, but we don't need to drop names.
Anybody who uses like money, like, Mr. 40K a day or whatever they call themselves, that's just so shady. I mean, follow somebody like Neil Patel, who's like a real marketing genius, and that's another guy, Neil Patel. I think his blog's called Quick Sprout. He's a pretty solid guy.
Awesome. That's cool, man.
Yeah. The course you're talking about, Chad's actually, I think you can get that off, and we're just recommend we get no financial compensation for this.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Yeah, but I think it's on Udemy. I think you can get it there.
I think you just get it from his website even too. I think I looked for it on Udemy or Udemy, however you call it, and I couldn't find it.
when I post this podcast, I'll try and find the link for it, and I'll drop it in
Yeah.
the comment section below so people can grab it if they want to.
I don't
Okay.
even know if we should, man, because I don't want people to think that we're trying to push anything.
Fair enough.
so-
Fair
Fair
enough.
enough.
Yeah, guys, go find it. It's Udemy. We don't
Yeah.
own Udemy or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's in that Udemy, there is like a lot of programs in there that you can purchase.
Yeah, I actually bought Gary Vaynerchuk's in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know my brothers bought like programs on how to learn how to code, and it's like the cheapest program ever. I can't even remember. It was like $30 or something, and it like literally teaches you how to code websites and stuff like that. So it's definitely a good resource for figuring certain things out that you might not be able to find online, or you want to get in an actual program where you can focus right on it, and get it done. So
Yeah. Crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What one question I wanted to ask you, and as far as like the opportunities online and where you think kind of things are heading right now, what are some of the opportunities that you see out there that you would like recommend? I would say for people who are newer, and for people who are like, and obviously you might have two different opinions, but people who are newer, and then people who are maybe a little more seasoned and are more familiar with, everything that we're talking about here.
yeah, so for newer people, I would recommend, and it's not really a specific niche or vertical that's hot or anything right now, but I would focus on low payout, high converting offers, and I would focus on paid search ads. So people that are coming online and they're going onto Google and they're actually searching for something, and you're going to put the ad out for whatever that product is that they're searching for. So it's a lot easier to convert on warmer traffic. And then for more seasoned people,
Kind of like when you're promoting that Christian dating advertising site, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were they?
Yeah, exactly.
What were they paying you per lead on that?
I want to say it was like $9 or something like that. So every time somebody signed up for the site, I got $9.
And they just had to sign up for like a free account, right? They didn't even.
Yeah, they just had to like put in their name, email address, phone number, probably. I can't even remember. It was so long ago, but it was just a lead. They didn't have to buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got paid $9.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple. I love
Yeah.
it. That makes total
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, really simple, because then all you really need to do is figure out your tracking, figure out what keywords to purchase and bid on, and you're bringing people directly to their website. So you're not having to optimize any landing pages or any offer pages. You're basically just testing ad copy and optimizing your bid. So if meet Christians in New York as a search term, if that's earning you 13 or 14 cents a click, maybe you're going to bid 9 cents a click on that. And every time somebody clicks, you're essentially going to make a bit of a profit. But yeah, in terms of like, for like the more seasoned people, like maybe some trends that are out there right now. There's a lot of e-commerce right now. There's new, I guess I would just try to figure out what kind of e-commerce offer isn't on the market or isn't available, and what kind of products are doing really well that don't have affiliate campaigns, and if you could maybe source out these products and make an affiliate campaign for them. There's just so much new stuff coming out lately that it seems like that's the e-commerce stuff is the direction people are going. There used to be a lot of like free trial offers that were, they'd hit you with a big rebill later. Those used to be really big. And lately I've seen those becoming fewer and far between, and everybody's launching these straight sale offers for the most bizarre products that you can think of.
Yeah, I feel like the flashlight really like took us off into that direction, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly the start of it. People all of a sudden were selling flashlights on affiliate campaigns, and that was just so far from what anybody had really ever done. And now it's like, people are launching affiliate offers for water bottles. Like I literally saw a water bottle or not a water bottle, but it was like a coffee mug.
Oh.
It was like a coffee mug. Yeah. And it was like guaranteed to keep your coffee warm all day. And somebody just built this awesome sales page and built it as an affiliate offer. And so now, somebody's making, I don't know how much every time somebody sells a coffee container, but like, who would have thought, right? So I think trying to find the next big thing that isn't already out there is definitely a huge opportunity for somebody who's a bit more seasoned and has the ability to set up something new or something from scratch like that. Anyhow, that's like the kind of stuff that we're focused on looking for these days.
That's awesome. I think that's great advice.
Thank you.
Do you have any and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but do you have any financial projections for this year of what you want to do?
I think we should revenue, total revenue.
Yeah.
I think 10 million this year would be pretty good.
Nice.
We did 6.5 million last year. But I was more focused on building new offers. So really I probably did that part-time.
Yeah.
I'd say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
All with a 2-man team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. And your offer that you're making yourself is going to make up for that other 4 mil there?
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's the plan anyhow, right?
That's super cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, things are changing online, and if this offer doesn't work that I'm working on right now, we'll have another one shortly after that. And it's like our affiliate campaigns. Like I literally in my dashboard here. So I've been using this software for maybe just over a year now, and we've set up over 700 campaigns.
Wow.
What software?
It's called Thrive.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Tracking.
Yeah. Thrive tracking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's out of those 700 campaigns, we probably only made 70 of them work, so it's keep trying and then throw away the losers and keep stacking the winners. And I think that if our offer doesn't take off, we're just going to basically do the same thing on the offer side.
Gotcha.
So that's the plan anyhow.
Little wins are way easier to achieve than one big one.
Yeah, definitely. And don't be afraid to fail. That's the biggest advice I have, because I've tried to get other friends in this industry. Even my brother, when my brother first started, he wanted to do it kind of on his own. He lost about $12,000 or $16,000 and then basically gave up. And then a month or two later, I was like, why don't you just come with me, work with me? I'll fund everything. I'll basically coach you along the way. And now he's making a really good income. So I think you really need to just not be afraid to lose and not get too emotional with your money. If you lose money on a campaign, don't ever think that you need to keep trying that campaign because you need to make your money back. That is a loser's mentality, and that's you might as well go to the casino and start gambling because the chances of you winning your money back. Yeah, you might actually go double down on the casino. Good luck.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that too, man? I think that leads to another point is just the value in getting connected with people who actually know what they're doing properly.
Yeah. Who've done it, because when you haven't seen it work, it's so hard to wrap your head around making it work when you haven't done it before. Even for me, sometimes when I'm working on a traffic source or I'm running a specific campaign, because I all I know is what I've seen. It's really hard for me to maybe not think bigger, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around other potential within that traffic source. Like I'm always talking to the reps at these companies and saying like, well, how much are other people spending, or how much are, and if they tell me like, well, this guy's spending like 10 times more than you, then I'm like, holy crap, like, it's possible. And then I like shoot for that,
Yeah, totally.
So
That's
anything
cool.
else you guys want to ask or talk about?
I got one question, and it has nothing to do with internet marketing, but since I am such a car guy myself, I want to kind of incorporate that into this. So right now, as it stands, what is your dream car? Do you have any plans of purchasing that dream car in the short future?
That's a good question. I've always wanted a Porsche.
Yeah.
I know it's not like, everybody drives a Porsche these days.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to drive an Audi R8.
Yeah.
Which used to be my dream car.
Yeah.
I think now I'm like not really into cars as much.
No.
I think if I was going to get a car, which I probably will in the next year or two, I'd probably get like a Porsche Turbo.
Yeah.
And I want a silver one. I don't know. I'd probably wouldn't even buy it brand new.
No. Manual, of course.
Yeah, manual, probably like 2011 or something like that. And probably just keep it for a long time. It would probably go up in value because I'd probably never drive it.
Yeah.
That's so true. I've debated that whole car thing for the longest time.
Yeah.
And if anyone knows me, for the most part, I like to save my money. And I haven't even bought myself a car in years and years, not because I couldn't afford to. It's because I live across the street from the grocery store, and the only place I go to that I was going to was the gym 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I mentioned to you guys before, but I think the Tesla is an awesome car, especially since, it drives itself. And I have twice gone to some pretty serious car accidents.
It's a safe car.
So it's probably better that the machine drives than me. But
you need a driver. You need like a Bentley
clearly
and your own driver or something like that.
I really do. But my whole challenge was, I'm like, I can't really justify spending 120 grand on a car that I will literally drive 3 times a week to the gym, and then probably takes me about 4 minutes because I hit 2 lights.
That's why I got rid of my R8, because we had a baby, and you can't take a baby in an R8. So I literally was just driving it to the gym. I was literally just driving it to the gym, and we lived close at the time. We lived really close to a grocery store. We walked everywhere. I did drive to the gym, but that's really all I drove to. So I just felt like such an idiot driving this expensive car just to the gym and back.
Yeah.
So then I ended up getting an SUV, and now we can go on family road trips and stuff like that. And it's like my supercar SUV, which I love. And
it's like the fastest SUV on the market, though. So I mean, you weren't really downgrading too much.
No, not too much at all.
What'd you pick up?
It's a Mercedes GLE 63. It used to be called the ML 63. I don't know if you heard of that, but 2016 it changed to the GLE from the ML.
Ah, interesting. That thing, I knew a guy that had one, and that thing was insanely fast.
Yeah, it's got like 500 and something horsepower, I think.
I would argue that it was probably as fast as the R8.
It probably is.
Yeah,
I think so.
Because you had a V8 R8, and I think those
only have faster.
They only have like 450 horsepower, and they're heavy too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So interesting. I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
awesome.
I think that's it, man. I think we got some good info, and
cool. Well, I hope people find some value from this, and and just let me know if there's like any follow-up or anything, and you guys want to add anything, and
I'm
happy to help.
Good.
Depending on standing applause, we might have to bring you around again in the future.
That sounds good.
So we'll let you know when it's up, and
cool.
Yeah. And Tyler, do you want to close this one out? Because I closed out the last one.
No problem. Yeah, just want to thank you guys for listening. Please get in contact with us. We have everything under the sun. We got Instagram. We got Snapchat, which we'll probably never use, so ignore that one.
Yeah.
We got Facebook.
Pinterest.
We got
Pinterest.
We don't have Pinterest. We have email. But get in touch with us. Let us know, what you like, what you don't like, so that we can find people in the market who are not, teaching something that worked 3 years ago and trying to sell you a program, but actually talking about what they're doing today, right now. Let us know what you guys think, what you look for, and we'll do our best to find that for you based on the people we know and the network that we have. But other than that, get in touch with us. Thank you for the time today, and thank you, Bryan, for being our very first guest.
Yeah,
You're
thanks,
welcome.
Bryan.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, maybe we'll have you back once your offer is just like storming away. You can give us
Sounds good.
More insights on it.
Absolutely. Follow up round 2.
Yeah, awesome. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.